And welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins Gate 0. In the last episode, after careful consideration, Rintaro and Suzuha finally decided to divulge the truth to Maho Hiajo about the time machine, Kurisu's theories, the world lines, everything that Rintaro has gone through up until this point. The only omitted detail, understandably, is the fact that Rintaro Ogube killed Kurisu Makase as a result of worldline convergence. But turns out that another possibility has arisen concerning Kagari Shiina and why she has Kurisu's memories to begin with. Seeing as how, as an artificial intelligence, Amadeus is virtually impenetrable, and given how stubborn Amadeus Kurisu is, it seems that someone has decided to give Kagari Shiina the digitized memories of Kurisu. In other words, if Kurisu's memories are no longer protected by the Amadeus system, but are stored in a human being's brain, basically, they might have a better chance of obtaining those whatever information is contained within those memories. Because on Beta World Line there's no point in actually asking Kurisu herself, on the grounds that she is deceased, and even if she weren't, she would hardly give up that information without a fight. Although given the fact that in the Alpha World Line CERN were able to force her through torture to develop their time machine only to kill her off anyway, yeah, let's ignore that for now, since those events never happened. But we have a Rhine message to respond to. This time it's from Ruka. I'm worried about Kagari. We can respond with, believe in us, we'll do what we can, don't worry, you'll be fine. I don't really want to upset Ruka, but we do want to be honest. We didn't tell Mayuri not to worry, but I suppose we'll have to be honest, as straightforward with Ruka, so we'll do what we can. It bothers me that I can't do anything. Well, in this instance, we're all in the same boat. It's not much different for me either. Don't say that. You're much stronger than me. Strength has nothing to do with the dilemma that lies before us. And besides, I'm not that great. You always think I'm a lot better than I really am. But thank you. I'll do the best I can to live up to the person you think I am. Thank you. You really are strong. And that was Ruka's message. But now back to the topic at hand. Amadeus would never talk about something that it didn't want to talk to, much less Amadeus Kurisu. But what about a human? There were truth serums and torture methods. A human could be forced to talk maybe, or commit actions they would never otherwise think of. Maybe they'd done that to Kagari, but if that were the case, then it actually begs the question that if whoever, what I'm trying to say is that the people responsible would already have Kurisu's time machine theory in their possession if that were the case. And besides, that was just a guess. But if it was a military that had tried to kidnap Kagari, it was quite possible. Of course, we have no other possible explanations as to why this would happen, or why it would be needed. If Kurisu Makase could do so with the time machine, time leap technology in 2010, it's certainly
クリスはそれ
possible.
を成し遂げた。それはクリスが研究していたことの応用だと言っていた。
ええ、そうね。可能よ。それに、もともとアマデウスはそのために作られたものなんだし。
So, it seems that Amadeus was created to be more than just an AI system after all. Medical applications, wasn't it? Liskanen had talked about it at the seminar and Maho had interpreted. That's right, trying to create backups of memories so that in the case of Alzheimer's or memory loss, they could simply implant those saved memories and fill in the gaps. But in this world line, Amadeus had been shut down and the seminar had never happened though. Maho gave me the same explanation I'd heard before. I was right, and memory data transplants were theoretically possible, despite the hecklings that occurred on the other world
ク
line.
リスの考え出したタイムリープマシンだってその応用だわ。
Not much of a stretch given the fact that she is basically responsible for the fundamental principles.
もっとも、そのどちらも自分の頭の中に自分の記憶を移植するという目的で作られたものだがな。
And Kurisu had said even that was dangerous. Given how many times we've time leapt so far.
他人の脳に別人の記憶を移植するとどうなる？
Meanwhile, Suzuha asks the very question that needs to be asked at this point.
単純に OS の違う PC のハードディスクに別のデータをコピーというわけにはいかないと思う。
It's entirely possible first and foremost that the person in question would probably reject any outside memories to begin with or struggle to process them. But with time and technique,
そもそ
I
も
wonder.
人間の脳のキャパシティがどれくらいあるのかすら分かっていないの。容量的なことだけを言えば、20歳の女性2人分の記憶くらいは余裕で保存できるというデータはあるけど。
I think somebody actually made a bit of an error there because that's actually meant to be an I, but somebody obviously kind of pressed the wrong button on the keyboard when translating this, but that shouldn't really be surprising. Daru had once told me that the brain's storage capacity was 3.24 terabytes.
だけど、問題はそれ以外の部分。岡部さんの言う通り、自分自身の頭に記憶をダウンロードすることすらまだ実用段階には至っていない。
And without Kurisu to develop the technology herself.
それなのに他人の記憶をとなると、いつ齟齬を起こしてもおかしくないわ。
And yet, we're still faced with the reality that Kagari Shiina has someone else's memories in her head, and it's taking a serious toll on her.
そして実際に今、そのエラーは起きつつある。
Yes, we are.
このまま放っておくと、かがりはどうなる？
I believe at some point we actually need a proper medical specialist.
ひょっとしてマキセ・クリスになってしまうのか。
There is the possibility that she might see herself as Kurisu. Then again,
記憶と人格は別物よ。脳の中で記憶を扱うのは海馬と大脳皮質。一方で人格は前頭前野の働きによって形成されている。それらの働きはお互い密接につながっている部分も大きいわ。
so I'm guessing in other words, Different parts of the brain had different functions, but they weren't completely independent. In other words, it's still entirely possible that Kagari Shiina might start interpreting Kurisu's memories as her own. Memories probably played a large role in forming your personality, as well as external information, of course.
脳に対する負担もかなり大きくなってるはず。
And that leads us back to the crucial problem. What effect is it having on Kagari Shiina? And what do we do about it?
このまま放っておいた場合、最悪かがりさんの人格は崩壊よ。
Once again, to say nothing of her physical state. In other words, she might, even if she didn't suffer any sort of mental trauma outside of what she already has with her PTSD, it could have irreparable actual damage to her brain and her nervous system or whatever. Suza slammed her fists into her knees in frustration.
それを防ぐ手立てはあると思うか？
かがりさんの頭の中からクリスの記憶を取り除くしかないでしょうね。
Of course, it's not going to be that simple.
できそうか？
脳のデータが解析できれば、あるいはでもできるようになるとしても何年先か。
And even if we managed to analyze Kurisu's memories inside Kagari's head, it might not be possible to remove them. Suzo's fists were clenched so tightly I could almost hear the sound. I could tell that she was blaming herself for letting Kagari run away.
一つ手があるとするなら。
But Maho seems to think that there might be a possibility.
もう一度過去のかがりさんの記憶を上書きすることかしら。
But that would be overwriting, her other memories as well.
もう一度記憶を？
そもそもかがりさんの記憶を操作した人間はかがりさんの記憶を残すつもりはなかったと思うの。
That's actually a good observation here. In other words, Kagari Shiina was originally meant to be Kurisu Makase 2.0. She might have been right. Putting two sets of memories in one mind was just asking for problems. Which means that the experiments they'd done on her had resulted in a different outcome than they intended. In a sense, they'd failed.
だったらもう一度かがりさんの記憶をきちんとした装置で脳に上書きしてあげれば、あるいは元通りにできるかもしれない。
Of course, it goes without saying that we would actually have to develop, let alone invent, said proper equipment.
しかしそのためにはかがりの記憶データがないと。
And Rintaro raises another point.
バックアップが取ってあることを期待するしかないわね。
They might have backups of Kurisu Makase's memories, but we don't have any backups of Kagari Shiina's memories.
装置はどうする？簡単に見つかればいいけど。
Yeah, it would be, but unfortunately, we're not going to be so lucky.
作ればいいわ。
Of course, we could just invent it, but that would take time.
そんな簡単に。
でもクリスは作れたんでしょ？
Yeah, that's the thing. Kurisu made it. That's the only drawback. Oh, right. It had to work similarly to the time leap machine.
だったら 私にも作れる。作ってみせる。
Making it is one thing. Succeeding at what Kurisu Makase achieved, that's another matter. I might be able to help with that, though.
問題は記憶データがどこにあるかね。こればっかりは何とかして突き止めるしか方法がないわ。
And on top of that, we have to do so without alerting Liskinen to our activities. But there simply wasn't enough information. All we knew was that it was a non-Japanese Western military. And that information wasn't solid either. If anyone held the key, it was the woman in the motorcycle suit. But we still don't have a clue as to her identity, although we have a troubling suspicion. It might be, and yet it might not be. I thought of a name and quickly brushed it from my mind.
何かいい方法でも思いついた？
Of course, we're going to eventually have to cross that bridge at some point.
いや、なんでもない。
But as for right now, I think we've basically reached our limit. It wasn't Yuki Amane. Well, we can only say that for certain if we can actually definitively eliminate her as a suspect. It couldn't be. If that were true, not to mention Suzuha would be heartbroken if it was. We talked late into the night, trying to come up with a way to find out who had done the experiments on Kagari. But even though we spent a lot of time on it, none of us had any good ideas. It would have to be somebody with complete insider knowledge of the Amadeus system. But we can ponder that later, as we now shift once again to Maho's perspective, and she seems in a very good mood. And apparently she's on the subway.
信じられない。でも本当なのよね。
Looks like she's more excited about the news about what we've just told her than she let on. As it finally starts to sink in. On the train back, Maho Hiaja was having trouble controlling her excitement. Two girls who said they came from the future. And Rintaro's Okabe's story about the time leap machine. Normally she'd never believe them, understandable. But if Kurisu's Makase's mind had made these things possible, she could accept them. Kurisu was a genius, she just might be capable of it. To Maho, Kurisu seemed capable of anything. And most of all, she'd seen it for herself. On the way back from the lab, Suza had taken her to the top of the radio building and showed her a real time machine. Well, we kept our end of the bargain. It was night and she didn't have a lot of time to look at it closely, but she could tell at a glance that it wasn't made with modern technology. Well, modern by Suzuha's standards, I would say. Well, or of course, it wasn't made by modern technology of 2010. Let me correct myself there. Honestly, she wanted to start work on making another one tomorrow. No, right now even. But she had something to do first. Looks like she wants to try and outshine Kurisu yet again. The time leap machine that Kurisu had made. Well, if Maho actually does develop a proper time machine similar to that of Suzuha's, I suppose you could say that she finally one-upped her. She needed to make an improved version. That meant that she was going to be practically living at Okabe's lab for a while. So she decided to get what she needed from the office in Wako City. Wonder what Liskinen would have to say about that, though. From outside the building, she could see that the lights were still on despite the late hour. And the window was open, apparently. Did she climb through there, or is she going to go through the front door?
Maho!
And Liskinen has a rather alarmed look on his face, and there appear to be papers strewn around all about the office, which means someone has ransacked the offices again. As soon as she got inside, Liskinen rushed over, his face pale. Not that it wasn't already, but paler than usual.
何これ
The room had clearly been ransacked. Of course, the place had barely had anything in it to begin with, so with a quick glance it was hard to see what had changed. But Maho and Liskinen's desks had clearly been searched. The drawers had been locked, but the locks had been broken and their contents spilled out. Of course, the possibility does exist that this was staged by Liskinen, although Dr. Reyes hadn't brought much of anything, fortunately, so she'd escaped with very little damage, but her drawers had been dumped out too. I actually have 3 suspects. These 2,
これは何があったんですか
but the only other culprits could be the mystery group that attacked us on the other world line.
泥棒ってことですか
私が来た時にはこの状態だったの。もしかしたら企業スパイの類かもしれないわね。
Of course, we have to make sure that the memory data stored in Amadeus hasn't been stolen. If that were the case,
何もないところで
wouldn't it make more sense to hit the Riken Institute next door? Only a few people even knew this office existed to begin with. Suddenly Okubei's words began to take on a new meaning for her. Could this have something to do with what he'd said? Was the secret war over the time machine already beginning? Best not to let that information slip just yet.
君も何か盗まれていないか調べたまえ。
But Liskinen seems genuinely concerned.
はい
Maybe it wasn't their doing. Maybe, but I'm still keeping my options open, because I don't trust either of these 2, at least at this point.
どうだい何か取られていたものはあったかい
That remains to be seen.
私の方は何も
It doesn't seem like any of Maho's keepsakes have been taken, but sadly Maho is unaware of the true intentions and natures of Alexis Liskinen and Judy Reyes. But, well, we can keep that to ourselves for the time being. She checked the desk and the drawers and couldn't find a single thing missing. Not that she had anything personally valuable, or professionally, to say the least.
こちらも何も盗まれてはいないようだわ。
PC の中も確かめてみたが、第三者にアクセスされた形跡は見られない。
So no one's hacked into the
本当
lab.
に何も取られてないかい
はい。
そういえばマホ、君のノート PC はどうしたもしかして盗まれたんじゃないか
Just have to let her check that one.
ああ、 あれならホテルに置いてあるから大丈夫です。
Of course, it goes without saying that they could probably break into it by force if need be.
ならいいんだが。
どうする？警察に連絡する？
何も取られていないなら、ことを荒立てる必要はないのかもしれないな。
That's a logical conclusion. Also, getting the police involved will probably be a little bit more trouble than it's worth for Leskinen and Reyes.
そうね。少し様子を見ましょうか。
Maho wasn't sure that was a good idea, but she could understand that going to the police would be a big hassle, especially since they weren't Japanese to begin with. And more than that, more than anything, Leskinen probably didn't want to lose time that could be spent on research. The same was true of Maho too.
教授、実はお願いがあるんです。
How to tell Leskinen without arousing his suspicions? Leskinen agreed to give her a vacation much more readily than she expected. We're back in Maho's hotel room, and her laptop's still on the desk, and her room is naturally ransacked as opposed to unnaturally. So nobody's taken anything of value because they haven't broken in. Maybe coming to the office over New Year's had paid off. Now she'd be able to focus on the time leap machine. Once she got back to her hotel room, she quickly got her things ready. She wasn't checking out of the hotel, but she needed clothes and other things so she could stay at the lab for a while. Just in case.
よし。あとは。
Once she finished packing her bag, she grabbed another bag that was placed next to it. It was a laptop and portable hard drive that she'd gotten from Kurisu's mother after her death, and unfortunately on this world line, Maho has absolutely no way of knowing that the password of Kurisu's laptop is none other than Piano Sonata 11, first movement. She tried many times to crack the password, but never managed to succeed. She knew she wouldn't have time to do anything with it, but she still didn't want to leave it here. Definitely want to keep that with you.
そうだわ。確か彼。
After she made one last check of her things and got ready to leave the room, an idea came to her. Not a bad idea if I do say so myself. Maybe this is what Kurisu wanted. She quickly shook her head and chased the idea from her mind. Kurisu would get mad at her. Life and death were like a binary, 0 and 1. You could be one or the other. There was no will that existed after death. If it existed at all, it existed inside the brain. Very philosophical there, Maho Yajo. But it looks like Maho's ready to head to the lab, and speaking of which, we're back in the streets of Akihabara with Rintaro again. Or not, as the case may be. We're probably just waiting for her right here in the lab, it seems. Several days passed, and I still had no idea who planted the memories in Kagari's head. I went all the way out to talk to the priest who had found her, and even questioned the locals in the surrounding area, but I had no luck. Not that that was surprising. Suzuha seemed to be doing her own research. She hadn't been back to the lab since then. She was in touch with Daru at regular intervals, so I didn't think she was in danger. She can certainly take care of herself if she was. I asked Tanuji and Moeka again, but neither of them seemed to have any luck. It looks like we haven't burned either of those bridges just yet, but that might not last. In this world line, the lab hadn't even been attacked, which meant they might be up to something else. Even if they were, I had no way of imagining what it was. But I was sure that someone had kidnapped a young Kagari Shiina and experimented on her, and only recently had she escaped. They had to be planning something, and I was sure it was bad. We didn't have time to wait for them to act. But without any clues, there was nothing we could do. My mind kept going in circles, and I kept getting more frustrated and nervous with every minute. What more can we do?
すみません、真帆先輩。私のために。
Looks like we've brought Kagari up to speed on what's going on.
あと少しでできそうだから。それに、これは私のためでもあるんだし。
If memory serves, Kurisu took a while to actually develop the time leap machine herself. A lot of late nights were spent. Maho staggered out of the development room, sank into the sofa and smiled sleepily. There were dark spots under her eyes. For the last few days she'd been working on the device without any sleep. Her work needed to pay off soon, as fast as possible.
それにしても、携帯電話を使うだなんて普通考えないわ。たとえ考えついたとしても、実行に移そうなんて思わない。
Well, to be fair, and the only reason that it existed in the first workplace was because two university students decided it would be a fun idea to connect a cell phone to a microwave to see if it could do remote control.
携帯は離すときにどうしても受話器をこめかみ付近に近づける必要があるからな。
It's a very good thing that Kurisu was very detailed in her explanation of the time leap machine, so Rintaro knows the details quite well.
こめかみ周辺には大脳前頭葉と大脳側頭葉がありますからね。
And of course we don't need to ask how Kagari knows that.
側頭葉の海馬妨害が記憶を貯蓄する場所だと考えると妥当な判断かと。
Yeah, that's definitely... If we didn't know any better, we would say that Kagari is currently being possessed by Kurisu Makase
問
again.
題はどうやって記憶を圧縮させるかよね。
Ah, that's right, because, yeah. Thing is, we actually needed, a few things. Most specifically, the phone wave TBA and the lifter, which is the CRT downstairs, to create the singularity effect of a curved black hole, and also hacking into CERN to use their Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, to help compress the memories down into 36 bytes of data, and then uncompress them later.
それについては、もっか僕が毎日徹夜で頑張ってるわけだが。
That's very good to hear. Although, how are we going to pull this off without letting CERN in on our activities?
しかも、ハッキングがここからだって絶対にバレないようになんて言うから大変だっつうの。他のバイトだってあるのにさ。
To compress the memories, we needed CERN's LHC, no matter what, which is what I just explained, but we're going to find out what the LHC is in greater detail. Large Hadron Collider, which is an experimental device used to cause charged particles to collide and study the results. Built by CERN and located 100 meters below ground in Geneva, Switzerland, it is the world's largest ring-shaped particle accelerator. Its total length is 27 kilometers. Many different teams, including one from Japan, use the device to perform experiments. The reason it's a ring is that when charged particles pass through an electromagnetic field, the Lorentz force causes them to bend. Basically, the LHC is a vital part of the time leap process. That one took a lot of thought. If we made an enemy out of CERN, that tragedy I'd gone through before would repeat again. But the main reason CERN attacked us in the first place was the emails we'd sent to the past that were intercepted by their Echelon network system. If it weren't for that, they probably wouldn't have bothered. And since we weren't sending emails, CERN probably would never even detect us. Probably being the operative word here. Fortunately, Suzuha had the IBN 5100 that we needed for the hack, so it's still here. Things were coming together better than I expected, and of course that's when everything goes to hell in a handcart, as always, given our previous experiences. Are you referring to Maho or Kagari? I nodded at Daru. For the past few days, more of Kurisu's memories have been invading Kagari's mind, so it was on the latter. Lately she'd even started discussing complex technical subjects with Maho, and probably picking up where both Kurisu Makase and Amadeus Kurisu left off, it seems. She was acting just like Kurisu used to when she lived in America, given the fact that those memories were taken in March of 2010. At first Maho seemed put off, but she eventually adapted. Maho probably wanted to get details about the device from Kurisu, so it seemed to be helping. Of course, it can't go on forever.
それにしても、こんなラボで本当にタイムリープマシンを作ってたなんて、実際にタイムマシンを目にした今でも信じられないわ。
Once again, we have our old friend Serendipity to thank for that.
でも、人間の記憶を丸ごとデータ化して過去に飛ばすなんて発想はすごいですよね。さすがは真帆先輩。
Well, to be honest, it wasn't her idea, it was actually Kurisu's, aka yours, technically.
その言葉、そっくりそのままあなたに返してあげるわ。はい？あなたは天才で、所詮私はサリエリだったってことよ。
Of course, since she has Kurisu's memories, Kagari should know what she's talking about. Or maybe not, it seems. Watching the two of them, it was easy to fool myself into thinking it was Maho and Kurisu talking.
なあ、かがり。
Better intercept while we're
そうだ、
ahead.
アマデウスで思い出しましたけど、プロジェクトはどうなってるんですか？残念ながら凍結されたわ。
Yeah, very, very disappointing. But we really need to actually put the brakes on this.
凍結？どうして？もしかしてレスキネン教授が決めたんですか？
Yeah, this is starting to get out of hand.
私にもわからないわ。教授はもっと上からの指示だって言ってたけど。そんな、せっかく順調にいってたのに。
Yeah, we're not getting any.
クリス。
Once again, I wonder what would happen if we actually refer to her as Christina.
はい？
That is a worrying sign. Kagari responded not to her own name, but that of Kurisu. That is a worrying sign.
あれ？ 私今
And fortunately Kagari's
君は
back,
カガリ
but that was
シーナカガリだよな。
definitely longer than last time.
シーナカガリ
Looks like it's
そう
gonna take some effort to
私
remember.
はシーナカガリ私は
Seems like Kurisu's memories are starting to overwrite Kagari's own. That's a bad sign. Kagari suddenly put her hands up to her head, afraid.
でもそれじゃあこれはこの頭の中にある記憶は何
They're Kurisu's memories, not your
それは
own.
マキセクリスの記憶だ。君の記憶じゃない。
そんなこと言われてもわかんないよ
It means that somehow, for whatever reason, someone put someone else's memories in your head. Kagari was acting completely different now than she was just a moment ago with Maho. She raised her voice like a child throwing a tantrum.
だって私にとっては私の記憶でしかないんだもんマユリンママたちとの記憶も子供の頃のパパとの記憶もアメリカの大学での出来事も全部私の中にあるんだもん
It seems that Kagari is slowly losing the ability to differentiate herself from Kurisu.
どれが本当でどれか嘘かなんて私わかんないよ
Well, technically neither of them are fake. They're both real, insofar as real is. You have your real memories, and Kurisu's memories inside your head are real. Her words turned to sobs. Unfortunately, we can't help her. I could understand how she felt. From her perspective, it was all real. That's because they are. None of it was fake. It was easy to tell her to get a hold of herself, but it wasn't that easy for her to actually do it. I remembered what Kurisu had said when she'd finished the time leap machine. She said that you could never put your memories inside someone else's mind. It would destroy their personality. And yet someone found a way. But if, just if we were to leave Kagari like this, what would happen? To be honest, I have absolutely no idea, apart from the obvious fact that Kagari's personality would be forever subsumed by Kurisu's. But I believe this is a good place to end this episode of Let's Play Steins Gate 0, and when we return, I have to see just how far Maho and Daru are progressing with the development of the new and improved Beta Worldline Time Leap machine. Although we can't really call it that, since we're not actually technically going to be doing any time leaping with it, per se. But I will see you all in the next episode, so as always adventurers, until next we meet.